that's why it's so, active. Yeah, they're so active. I don't know what kind of feedbacks that he got from his supervisor, but these feedbacks on the PowerPoint are the ones that I gave him. So he doesn't know I gave this. So the first one is giving positive feedbacks to students' answer. Like when some students answered his questions, he always said good job or thank you to the student. So that means that you have listened to the student. And announcing the rules they should follow and repeating them, as I have told you. For like art class, there are some rules that the students have to follow, like not running around with the brush or painting on other students' t-shirts or anything. So make sure you tell them first and then repeat them throughout the lessons. In asking them to raise their hands for help, otherwise they will just shout out your names and then it'll get really loud and they're going to start talking to each other. So make sure you ask them to raise their hands and wait quietly till you come to them to help. And asking students to think about the next steps. So he was letting students to think about the activity. So he was asking like, oh, what should we do first? What's the next step? What are we going to do next? So I think that's a really good way to keep students participating and thoroughly going through the steps. So like ask students, do you have any questions or comments? And I'm sure that you guys are not really used to this kind of lessons because me neither. As you have seen, I forgot to ask you guys if you guys have any questions before this. So yeah, make sure you ask students, do you guys have any questions or comments after each steps or each instruction that you give them. Also collaborate or ask for help to your co-teachers. I would recommend you to discuss and let them know about what kind of lesson you're doing. Of course, you'll be giving the lesson plan to your co-teacher, but you'll need help during the lesson, so don't be shy and ask them for help. If you could like step in when I ask you, and then you could just like hand out papers after my instruction. That could be collaborating with the co-teacher. And also, when letting a student talk, like when letting a student answer your questions, say yes and their names. Like so, pretend that there's a Alex, and so he wants to answer. You can say yes, Alex. That way, you can direct other students' attention to Alex and have other students listen to what he's saying, so they don't repeat the same question over and over again. Of course, that will happen even though you have everybody listen to them. But also saying name to the student is best way to have them included, that you care about and that you know his or her name. That really means a lot. And how you phrase the questions. I have noticed that he was saying, come here, why is that? How? But personally, I didn't think that was a really good idea because come here means 이리 와, right? We can say 이리 오세요 to students in Korea, but when I was working at the airport, there was a Chinese flight attendant. So I said something and she was like, 뭐? Because 뭐 means what, right? So she wanted me to repeat what I said, but so what can also mean 뭐 in Korean, right? So she said 뭐, and I was shocked. I was like, what? Okay. So it might mean the nuance could mean a little bit different. So I would prefer you to say, would you please move up to this desk quietly? Always say quietly because otherwise they're going to run or talk, scream while they come to this table. Or also you can say, yeah, would you please gather around this table? Also, instead of asking why or how, you can say, who can tell me how to do this? Who can tell me what's the next step? Who thinks that they can answer? Or, I don't think that's a good one either. Who can tell me is the best one I could come up with? Yeah, so that's more respecting the students instead of like, come here, why or what? Because that sounds kind of like commanding or demanding the students to answer your questions. Also, make sure every student can see what you're demonstrating. I have mentioned this before on my video. So he had the students gather around one table. That was really good. But as you heard, one student was saying, I can't see, blah, blah, blah. So make sure you do something and then hold it up so everybody can see it.